On the Tri-State's news and weather leader, this is 14 News.
It isn't a thing where a child was bad and a police officer abused him. This was much deeper and much a harder subject to talk about.
Tonight, a grandmother wanting to set the record straight about why a veteran police officer is up for dismissal from the Evansville Police Department.
Corporal Mike Winters appealing the disciplinary action taken after the alleged incident with a student back on May 17th. Tonight, in a 14 News exclusive, Brandon Bartlett talks with the family of the student involved.
And David and Jackie, the family says they want this story out tonight. Up until now, all police have told us is that Officer Winters was working off duty at the time at a school and is now being investigated for battery of a student. Right now, he's suspended from the force pending a hearing in July. But tonight, the student's family tells me they're appalled the officer is appealing after what they say he did to this young man.
Now that he's fighting that with the lawyer, I want him fired.
Cheryl Snoke says what Corporal Mike Winters, a 30-year veteran of the police force, is accused of doing to her grandson back in May should be grounds for immediate dismissal.
You can't go around touching a child in a private area.
Snoke says the incident happened here inside of EVSC's Academy for Innovative Studies on First Avenue. She says her 16-year-old grandson and 5 other boys were inside a classroom chatting with Officer Winters about how to get out of a fight when she says Winters reached down and grabbed her grandson's testicles
and squeezed him and says to him, "Now, how will you get out of this?"
She says her grandson was shocked, jumped up, and as a reaction called the officer a name.
Police officer then responded to my grandson that, "You say that again, I'm going to take you to jail."
Embarrassed and not really knowing what to do, Snoke says her grandson went to the principal's office.
Well, the principal is a lady, so it was very hard for him to think of what to say to her. She didn't know how to answer him. She kind of laughed it off. So my grandson just let it go and left the office.
But Snoke says the principal did investigate and
immediately got a hold of the Evansville Police Department. Immediately had this police officer fired from the Evansville School District.
Snoke says all of the students in the classroom at the time, including the teacher, signed affidavits that this incident did happen.
We don't believe that he had any real harm intent, but yet, then again, our children are taught no one is to touch you in a private place. I mean, if a teacher had done that, the teacher would have been fired immediately. Just because he's a police officer doesn't mean that there should be any difference.
An appeals hearing for Officer Winters has been set for July 15th. We contacted the EVSC tonight for a comment, but as of news time, our call was not returned. Of course, we'll keep you updated on this story. Brandon Bartlett, 14 News.